It is National Croissant Day, but instead of making them from scratch, I'm taking some store-bought pastries to the next level. It's this week's Brittany's Bites. It is National Croissant Day, so I thought I would do something fun with croissants. An easy recipe, a dish that really you can make for breakfast or I guess dessert because it is a little sweet. We are going to make chocolate orange croissant bake. It's basically like a little bit of a bread pudding, but we're using croissants as the bread. So I already got it started here with 8 croissants that I just got at the store looking like this. So I will break up the last one into just little tiny pieces, tear it up. It's all gonna get covered with good stuff to make it into a sort of custard. And then, so I have these 8 croissants all in this 13x9 pan ready to go. By the way, I did spray it with nonstick spray. Then in here I have 8 eggs already to go and then 3 cups of milk I'm gonna put in there. See if I can not spill anything. Got it. And then, because this is orange, we're gonna put in a cup of orange juice. You can just use whatever orange juice you have. I'm actually using fresh squeezed orange juice because the recipe also is going to call for some grated or orange peel. So I just thought, I'll just do it. I'll squeeze them. A cup there. And then this is about a tablespoon of the orange I'm going to put in. I'm gonna eyeball it, because I just kind of zested it off, so that's the orange zest in there. Then I'm gonna take about 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, so that's about 1, and then I'll do another half. Get some nice warm spices in here. Then I'm gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Got that going, and then after that, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So a little nutmeg in here. All right, here we go. Then we're gonna mix it all together. I'm doing the brave thing of measuring over my dish, which again, you should not do. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay, so you can't use chocolate chips, but I really wanna see the chocolate in here, so I got chocolate chunks at the store. So about a cup or so, but I'm gonna eyeball it. Usually one of these bags ends up being about 2 cups or so. And you wanna kind of sprinkle them over and then press them in a little bit. So the one last thing I thought about over here, or 2 last things, little bit of salt. Always makes the sweetness always even sweeter. And then a cup of sugar, all in there. And that is it. So we're just gonna mix this up here, make sure it's all combined, and then pour it over. So I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and we're gonna pop it in there for 40 to 45 minutes, but here's the key. You really want to let this sit in the fridge for a little bit, for at least 15 minutes to half an hour, but maybe overnight. This is one of those great breakfast dishes that you can whip up. As you see, it's very quick to do ahead of time. The night before, let it sit overnight, and then all of the croissant will be soaked up with all of this goodness that it's gonna turn custardy in the oven, and you'll be good to go in the morning. So I'm gonna pour this over. Just be careful when you're doing it. All right, you wanna get it all into the nooks and crannies here. That looks great. Okay, I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge and then pop it in the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished. Okay, so we have our dish out of the oven. It was in there for about 45 minutes or so at 350 degrees. It's cooled just a little bit. I'm gonna zhuzh it up and then we'll be done. So I just have some fresh raspberries here, and I think these just add a really sweet pop of color. And it gives a little freshness to it too. So I'm just gonna sprinkle these around and then top it with a dusting of powdered sugar. And how pretty is that going to look? Then just gonna have our powdered sugar in here. Just dust it all over. That looks so good. By the way, it smells so great too. All right, I think that will do it. How pretty is that? We have our chocolate orange croissant bake. Cheers. Well, if you have a recipe you'd like to share, maybe an idea for a future segment, you can text us at 614-460-3345 or find me on social media. And Mike, I don't know if you could see or tell in the first part of the video as I was making this, the sun was shining so brightly.
Yeah.
I miss it so much.
I know. And even